Today I'm going to talk to you about how to prune your roses properly so that you get the most blooms possible. And I'm not just going to do a bush rose, I'm also going to talk to you about climbing rose. So stay tuned. Now, first things first, with a bush rose, very, very important when you're pruning your shrubs, rose shrubs, make sure that you are being harsh. I mean, like really, really harsh with them. We are going to be cutting these down to 10 to 12 inches. I don't care if you have 3 to 4 foot stalks. I don't care if you have lots of them. I don't care if they are just getting to the point where they're 2 to 3 feet tall and you're so excited. Prune them down to 10 to 12 inches. I promise that is going to make all the difference in the world, and you will get back that growth. The growing up is from the roots underneath, and you will regain that growth this summer. But if you do not cut back far enough because you think that you need these canes as tall as they are to get more blooms taller, no, that's not how it works for roses. Okay, so it's all about the root ball and then pruning it hard. So we're going to cut these down to about 10 to 12 inches. Now, I want to let you know I am in zone 6B right now. It is the end of February, nearing the beginning of March, and this is the perfect time to do it. I don't have snow or rain tomorrow. I don't have anything crazy happening in the weather. It's actually in the 50s, and I am starting to get some little buds swelling on my rose. So there's a little bud coming. This is the perfect time to do it. Do not prune like this when the leaves are full out. Get there before that when the buds are just starting to swell. So I'm going to keep a lot of this because I want to do some cuttings, and this is a great rose to do cuttings on. I do want to note that if you are doing a grafted rose, do not cut below the graft line. Okay, so that knobby bulb type thing at the bottom down there, do not cut below that for sure. And if you see anything coming out from the rose below that point, you want to cut that back too, because that is not the rose that you're looking for. That is the rootstock rose, which is going to be an entirely different situation. Oh my goodness, I thought I was filming and I did not. But I trimmed off a bunch of little tiny dead branches, and then I definitely cut everything back, cutting 45-degree angle cuts away from the bud. Kind of thinned it out. There's a couple of branches coming in here. I don't want anything crossing. And so this is looking pretty good. That one might be a little bit tall, but I think I'm just going to leave that. So this is my pruned rose bush. You can see the branches are quite long. I got rid of a whole bunch of them. And it looks drastic, but this is what the rose bushes really, really want. Now, the really nice thing about pruning roses, especially this thornless-ish variety that I have right here, I forget what the name is, but it is a white rose, and it's very floral smelling, very sweet, and that's what I really like in my roses. I like very fragrant roses. That's my favorite. So I can take these cuttings now that I took off when I pruned and cut smaller cuttings, stick them in a glass of water, and I can get some more roses off of it. And I've already got several because I came out to take cuttings specifically to start some about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they are looking really, really good. They've got new growth on them already. They got some roots started. I'm super excited. Free plants, especially free roses, you can't go wrong. Okay, now we've got something different. Now we've got the climbing rose. Let me move my kids' scooters out of the way. But this climbing rose that I have, this is going to be its first spring growing here. I planted it last spring, but this is its first year being established. So it's going to look a little bit different than somebody who has had a climbing rose for, let's say, 5 or 6 years. But the rule is still the same. Climbing roses, the roses bloom on the big, long, old stem stalks that are coming up. I've got 2 really nice canes coming up right here, and then I've got kind of a shrubby look of rose coming over here. And so I want to get rid of some of this. Some of this is dead. You can see this is just not looking very good. But there is some good stuff salvageable here. And then we're going to talk about some tips on how to make sure that your climbing rose blooms even more than it did last year. Okay, so I'm keeping those two canes because those are my two most prominent canes. If you have lots of canes and you have an old rose bush, I would prune the oldest, thickest ones, but then leave 2 or 3, maybe 4 of some really nice, thick, established canes, and then you won't lose out on any blooms. Okay, so right here, this is a lot of dead right here, and I definitely don't want all of this growing the way that it is. I need to get rid of some of these leaves. Okay, you're gonna have to excuse my Rebecca here growing up. I like to leave my stems for the pollinators and the beneficials. Okay, so all of these stems right here are looking dead, and if you cut into them, there's no green around the edges of that stem, so you know it's dead. So I'm going to cut all those back. This one's a little bit more difficult to do because this one is my thorny rose. Get this one back too. And this one I already cut. This one is dead too. Okay, so all these can be removed. I use my clippers to grab them and move them so I don't have to touch them. That's one of the reasons why I'm not taking a cutting from this, is I don't really want this rose anywhere else. It's in a very specific spot that I'm not worried about anybody getting pricked too badly. So let's see. Okay, this part is definitely dead right here, if you can see. This one, the one next to it has some green on the branch, and so I know that one's alive. This one next to it does not, so I'm going to cut right here. Okay, if you see, I've pruned it now, so I've got one that's a longer one. It's got a couple of little lateral ones coming out from it. And then I've got 2 and 3. So these are my 3. And remember, we want 2 or 3 of the strong laterals coming out. And that's really all that we want. We really just want like 2 or 3. 4 is okay, but you're starting to get a little bit overabundant there. So the laterals are where a lot of the blooms are going to come out. I don't have a whole lot of those on this. It's new. It's just establishing its upright canes. And so I am going to lay these again more at a 45-degree angle because I want them producing more blooms, and they are kind of at this point straight up and down. I should be wearing gloves for this. My husband's going to yell at me for this later on. But okay, I am going to take this, and I'm going to take this one. I'm going to lean it this way, more 45-degree angle this way. I'm going to have this one go more 45-degree angle that way, just because that's kind of what they're already tending towards. And I need 2 hands for that, so I'm going to put the video down and I'll show you what I got after. Okay, so that's a lot better. Now, if you see, I've kind of got this coming out at a 45. I've got this coming out at a 45, and over here I have it bent so that it's coming back again at another 45, and that's what I really want. And that is looking really good. So there's a couple of little dead laterals that I'm going to be cutting off, but we're looking pretty good right now. Okay, so there we go. There's our finished product. They're all kind of bent at a 45, and there's only 3. Okay, I hope that helped you. They are very different. The climbing roses versus the shrub roses, and they are still all so incredibly beautiful. Roses are one of my favorite. They're very romantic. So be harsh with your shrubs, and remember, 2 or 3 canes, leave those strong with your climbing roses. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day. Stay blessed.